What?
little black dog that you put in.
That was supposed to be a golden retriever.
What golden retriever has black fur? Hi, we're Kalā.
I'm Varsha.
And I'm Veda, and we're just going to be telling you a few facts about us and this YouTube channel. Let's start off with some basic introductions. So I'm Veda, and I'm a senior in high school, and I will be applying to a bunch of art colleges this fall for joining into their design program.
I'm a freshman at UT Austin, so we live in Texas, and I am an industrial design major, and I plan on doing a business minor. 8 years.
I've been in art for around 6 years. So,
Yeah.
More or less the same.
My inspiration for art will, I think, be my AP art history teacher sophomore year of high school. It was a very interesting approach. We weren't just sitting there and talking facts all day long. We had discussions. She helped me understand that art is more than just a beautiful portrait or, a perfect hyper-realistic looking landscape. So I think she and all her pieces are beautiful. So her skill and her teaching style was my inspiration. That kind of helped me change my perspective on art.
That's so pretty. Or beautiful. Okay, mine would be fashion design and particularly theater. So when I was in middle school, I joined our school's theater program, and I, of course, learned how to act and all of that, but I also learned how the costume process worked. And so that really got me into art, because I realized that it's so much more than just drawing. It can be something where you depict a whole personality through just the way you set up something, through like the movement of that fabric or of the medium and material you're using. So yeah.
Before I graduated, it was all the deadlines. Like for portfolio, I had 2 months to get a couple pieces, and like 10 or 20 pieces done. And I was kind of just freaking out. I was like, I have to do it. I'm not gonna get into college. That was then. I think now ironically, it's all the free time that I have, and the pressure that if I don't continue my practice, then I'm gonna kind of lose control and it's gonna be I don't know what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You just don't want to lose the talent, the hard work you built. Yeah. That makes sense. For me, I'm a huge procrastinator, so I honestly don't know. Like you said, I think it's deadlines. Like when I get closer to them, I'd want to work harder. Yeah, something like that. Sometimes when at least for me, when I create an art idea sketch and I want to go forward with this piece, I get really motivated to work on it because I'm so excited. So for like the first 5-6 days of working on that piece, I put all my effort into it and I spend hours working on it, and it's fun.
My favorite thing about art is the modern and contemporary era. I think they really stepped out of it was like thinking outside the box, and they stepped out of the conventional idea of art and the norm, and it was different. Dada happened, Duchamp came in. I love Duchamp, and kind of did something that everyone was like, what? But I think he emphasized on the fact that art is not just about how pretty the thing looks, it's also about your idea. So that era will always be my favorite if it's art.
Yeah, something similar for me. I also really like Dada and like the whole more creative movements for art. I like working with abnormal mediums, so I really like working with like wax and wires and plaster because it's so expansive. Art is so inclusive for everyone. I think everyone can do art and find something that's meant for them. So that's what I love about art. I also have been getting really into performance art recently, and I just love how it's not just like you're limited to a canvas, limited to one surface. You can work with so many different surfaces. You can work with a bunch of people, and so it's super cool. I put this in there because it's my personal question. I love reading.
I've gotten really into nonfiction lately. I don't know if I can say the name of the book, but it's Mark Manson's book. It's really famous, The Subtle Art of
Not giving in.
Anyway, I finished that book like last month. It's amazing. I highly recommend that book to everyone. I'm reading the second one right now, but I've gotten really into nonfiction and self-help books. So those are my favorite, I guess, category. But my favorite book I read in AP Lit last year, 1984. I think it was so beautifully written, and the symbolism in it, and how a lot of people look at the monster as the evil character, but he's really not. We can get into this book for
I have
hours.
some other opinions because I read it too.
Okay.
We'll have
Yeah, we can
discussions.
get into this later.
We have a lot of interesting literary
that would
discussions.
be my favorite book probably.
For me, I read a lot. I read a lot since I was in like 4th grade. It got to the point where my parents had to like stop me from reading so much. But I've been getting better about it these days. So I think right now, I can't pick a favorite, but right now I'm reading this anthology collection of essays by Diane Ackerman. It's called The Natural History of the Senses, and it's a very interesting like portrayal of human attraction and human like understanding of our own senses and our proprioception. It's a fancy word, but it's like understanding how we act in space and time and our own understandings of ourselves and others, and yeah, it's really interesting.
1984 is written by Mary Shelley, right?
No, that's Frankenstein. 1984 is Orwell.
Or yeah.
George
Why
Orwell.
was I thinking Mary Shelley?
That's
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Okay, Frankenstein. Okay, so I feel like every kid did this. I hope every kid did this, draw on the walls. I used to draw on the walls a lot, and we were living in a rented apartment, so I was not allowed to draw on the walls. But basically my mom put me into art lessons when I was in 2nd grade, and I hated it. I hated it so much. I did not want to go. I just wanted to draw. I don't want anyone to tell me what to draw. But looking back, I'm glad they told me what to draw. And then we moved, and then I joined art class, and I hated it there too for the first 2 years. And I think it was really after you joined. Maybe it was the fact that I had a friend there, or yeah.
We've been friends for 7 years.
Yeah, we've known each other for a while.
Yeah.
But the question was, what got you into art?
Yeah.
Maybe my teacher.
You're
My art history teacher,
Yeah.
and art teacher at art class. Like,
shout out to
I don't know if we can say her
To her
name.
shout out to
To our teacher.
Yeah, to our teachers.
Yeah, definitely teachers.
For me, I think it was you. Because like you physically took me to art classes. Yeah. But like I got into art when I was like around 5th or 6th grade, when I started doing costumes for like plays, and I got really into fashion design. And then when I was in 8th grade, she used to go to those art lessons by then at this art academy, and one of our other friends was going with her because she's also really into art. And I just tagged along with them because I didn't know what else to do that day, and they offered these free lessons. So I went and sat, and I was like, oh, this is not too bad. It sounds pretty fun. It's good for fashion design. So I've been there ever since then, and she has not let me leave. It's good.
I
It's
left. We're still going to art class.
Okay, so now we can talk about Kalā. So basically, we created Kalā as a way to educate other like upcoming artists about a more conceptual and creative side of art. We created it because our parents were sick of us just lying around
Doing nothing.
during quarantine. So
I think also the thing for us is we were forced to learn a lot of the unknowns of art through our experiences, and we kind of wanted to share that part of what we learned. So we're not gonna be teaching you exactly how to draw in detail because there's tons of videos like that. This is gonna be more of concept, more of the side to art that no one tells you about, and the side to art that not a lot of people know about, honestly. Even if you are someone who draws, or paints, or just has a hobby, or
like whoever just enjoys art. Of
Yeah.
course, you can enjoy art that way too.
Yeah,
There's
that's
nothing
fine.
wrong with it, but if you want to seriously pursue art, there's a lot more to art than just like the Renaissance and thinking of Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah.
Like
He's a genius,
he's
but
wonderful. We can go on these discussions for days,
yes.
which we will include. But yeah, so Kalā is just about that. We will be talking about like different artists, so we'll have some art discussions pulled up posted on our channel. We'll also be having some topics, some like how to form those creative topics, how to think so much more creatively and conceptually, like not pulling in all those cliches, but going beyond that.
Yeah.
And
Which is what I like to put a disclaimer. There's nothing wrong with traditional art at all. It's difficult, it's not easy, it takes a lot of time and practice and dedication. But with that time, practice, and dedication, anyone can do that. But I feel this is just our definition of what art is. So that's what we're just sharing. We have a blog with a link in the description below. And
we also have a channel, an Instagram if you'd like to follow us.
Yeah.
To like see some posts, some interesting art quotes to promote some art discussions.
Yeah, and if you're someone who doesn't like sitting and reading, you can always, there's corresponding videos to every blog post, so you can always watch our videos.
Yeah.
We'll have some extra stuff on our videos just because it's easier to communicate. But if you want something short and sweet and quick, you can always check out our blogs.
Yeah. We'll also be having these, so like we said, we aren't going to just teach you how to draw, but we will give some good like tips on how to draw, like technique wise. So we will be putting those up too. Okay, well, check us out.
Thank you for watching.